Hello everybody, my name is Tan from Apply ML team. Today I would like to walk through the UI integrations of Suggested Reviewer with GitLab. So the presentation will basically split into two parts. The first part will be kind of a high level overview. We can go from top down, and then the second parts are more technical. So we're going to drive into more of the actual sequence flow of the backend systems. So let's get started. For the Suggested Reviewer integrations, there are three major flow. The first one is onboarding, second, suggestions, and the third one is a feedback flow. Okay, so maybe a quick recap on the current experience. So currently for onboarding, actually at the moment we do onboard beta customer. We basically have to do a bunch of manual steps to get them on board. So the first is to be done by the dev team. So we identify the project and namespace of the beta customer, and then we create a pipeline schedule that points to that project and namespace. We also ask the customer to add a bot to projects and also include Suggested Reviewer CI template into their GitLab YAML. Per the suggestions, it's after the model has been built, this is integrated with the CI template, right? So it's executed as part of the CI. So when the pull request is created, they will be sent through to our Suggested Reviewer system, and at the end of it, we generate an artifact and get embedded as a comment on the MR page. As for the feedback flow, it's pretty raw right now. So the user have to manually kind of label it bad Suggested Reviewer using a label. And at the moment, it's not really incorporated into the model at all. Okay, so moving to what we look to do next, right? So for the onboarding, we're keen to get the user to self-serve. So some way of ability to enable a Suggested Reviewer via settings, and when they click on the buttons on the project setting page, for example, they will just kick off a bunch of downstream system to get the model built and permission set and all that. As for the suggestions flow, we want to focus on the integrated with the UI. So definitely get through to the MRI sidebar. We're hooking into the API calls to Suggest Reviewer backend. For the feedback flow, we're going to look into collect some telemetry around user interaction with Suggested Reviewer and use that information to incorporate into future model building and things like that. So here is kind of a broad laid out what we think, what we try to do in terms of the UI, but I mean, this is subjected to change, and this is really, really high level. I welcome you to have a look at the design issues that I can kind of walk you through a little bit later to get more ideas, but this is still refining and so on. So don't kind of stick to this at the moment. Is really kind of just give you an idea of how things are kind of lay out, but a lot of it's going to be changing. Okay, so the UI basically we're going to be project settings. Somewhere in the project setting page, we'll get a Suggested Reviewer sections with the buttons to do various, depending on the states of the customer on how they're onboarding with Suggested Reviewer. We show different UI. So at the moment, if they haven't actually on board yet, potentially an activate buttons with some information about what involved, what data we collect, and so on and so forth. So that's but if they're onboarding ready, they might just have to show a different state. On the ML pages, after the onboarding, we're gonna kind of, do the API code and make sure that on the ML page they see some suggestions coming up when they view the MR page. Or they could be in the creations, or it could be an edit page or both. So, so that, and for the feedback, we will try to collect a number of events that related to their journey with the gesture viewer, to try to build a funnel of, you know, the usage and understand how they, or how also some of that will reflecting how effective the model is. For example, if we present it as suggestions and how many of them get accepted and how many of them get rejected for some reason. So that's also coming handy as well. We do analysis for the model iterations. All right, so at high level, you can see that it's all connected to GitLab. It's all part of the GitLab integration, so it's all goes there. We have a client GitLab that call out to the bot service. So this is kind of a gateway to proxy into our kind of internal model serving architecture and all that. So the bot service will make, we have their own data stored, and we'll talk to the model serving to retrieve the model and respond to various different interactions from GitLab point of view. So the next sessions are going to kind of zoom out of this and then just show you a little bit more into what involved in this interaction between different systems, and hopefully we'll give you a better idea. Okay.